Hey everybody, it's GobletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today I will be playing the early access event for Battle for Baldur's Gate. So thank you very much to Wizards of the Coast for this early access account. Battle for Baldur's Gate is going to be the new Alchemy set coming out on Thursday. That is also going to be a full draftable and sealable set. They're going to have an arena open for it as well as just the regular tournaments for it. So it's going to be the competitive limited format of the next couple months till we get Dominaria United. So I'm pretty excited to see how it plays, what it's going to be like. Should be pretty cool. Definitely a different change of pace, something unique in this limited format, because it's the first time we've seen a complete set designed to be draftable and exclusive to Arena. So without further ado, let's just pop open a ton of packs and see what we open up here. This is going to be my very first experience with these cards. I have not looked at the set list pretty much at all. I know what the mechanics are at the very least, and I did play the Battle for Baldur's Gate Commander Legends set, which is where a lot of these cards do come from, but I don't know really the new Alchemy versions of cards that they've added here. So definitely looks like we can go for a green-blue sealed pool here. We have Alondo the Seer, a 4-mana 3/5, lets us draw a card and exile a card from our hand with a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. And then when its last time counter is removed, if it's exiled, we can cast it without paying its mana cost. Basically, we get to suspend our cards to cast later, and every time that we tap the Alondo, we're removing a counter from those cards. So if they're expensive cards, we're very unlikely to actually ever get to cast them, because Alondo will probably die before we tap Alondo like 5 or 6 times. So Alondo's like a 4-mana 3/5 tap, draw a card, discard a card in a way. Maybe eventually, every now and then, we'll get a card out of it. Interesting, fun. Gorian Wise Mentor, green, white, and blue for 3/4 vigilance. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, you may copy it and you may choose new targets for the copy. Very obvious where this is going to go. This will be a powerful card if we get a lot of cards with adventures like Monster Manual does. We have Displacer Kitten. This is a powerful card if we have a lot of enter the battlefield effects, because whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we get to exile a non-land permanent we control and put it back onto the battlefield, get its enter the battlefield effect again. Gale's Redirection, big blue counterspell, I'm guessing. 5 mana, roll a d20 and add that spell's mana value. Oh, exile a spell, then roll a d20 and add that spell's mana value. If you get a 1 to a 14, you can cast the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled. Spend mana as though mana of any color. If you get a 15 or more, you can cast without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exiled. So if you get a high roll, you cast it for free. If you get a lower roll, you can pay its cost to cast it, although you can pay any color instead of its cost. So that seems pretty powerful. It's a lot of mana, 5 mana for a counter spell, but it's 5 mana, exile a spell, and you're going to cast it for yourself later. So it seems good. Monster Manual here. These cards are never all that good in limited. A 4 mana artifact that you can spend 2 mana and tap it to put a creature from your hand onto the battlefield. You're just not going to have enough creatures that cost more than 4 mana for this to be that great, especially if this is only sorcery speed. But you do get an adventure slapped onto this to mill 5 cards and return a creature milled this way to your hand, so it's got a little card draw slapped on too, but probably not 1v1 limited playable. Then we have Earthquake Dragon, which is going to be for a very, very specific deck, but could be really powerful in that specific deck. This is a 15 mana 10/10 flying trample, but it costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of dragons you control that are not named Earthquake Dragon. So if you have a lot of dragons drafted, then this could be theoretically castable. It can also come back from your graveyard by sacrificing a land, put it back from your graveyard to hand. So that's a pretty interesting card. Really cool card, fun card, but don't know if it's gonna manage to get played here. So let's take a look through our sealed pool, see if there's anything else that stands out as immediately super powerful. I do want to get into the gameplay relatively quickly here, so I'm not going to look at literally everything, but any uncommons and higher, I'll just make sure there's nothing super powerful. So here we have Sea Tower Imprisonment is our uncommon in white. Enchant a creature planeswalker you don't control. Conjure a card named Soldiers of the Watch onto the battlefield. Wow, that is very strong in 1v1 limited. 4 mana for an arrest style effect. You're just completely shutting off a creature or planeswalker, and you're getting a 2/1 onto the board. And double team means when you attack with that 2/1, you put an additional copy of it into your hand, but just the first time you attack with it. So it might even be getting 2/2/1s out of this. That seems like an incredible white card there. You're confronted by robbers seems fine. All this seems pretty average. Some more average looking stuff. Just doing a quick peruse here. Sewer Plague looks like pretty great removal. 3 mana, instant speed, -2/-2, and the creature gets the ability that at the beginning of each upkeep, it perpetually gets -1/-1. So if you Sewer Plague during your end step on your opponent's creature, then by the time they draw a card, like once they hit their upkeep, that creature will have taken a total of -3/-3. So you're immediately killing anything with 3 or less toughness. Then, once they pass the turn to you again, it's -4/-4, and then you pass back to them, it's -5/-5. This just stacks up so quickly, it's going to kill pretty much anything. Just not immediately. Ooh, 2 Skullport Merchant is definitely great. This card was phenomenal in Adventures in the Forgotten Realms in that draft format. A 3 mana 1/4 that comes with a treasure token and gives you the ability to sacrifice those treasures or other creatures to draw a card. Really good card draw engine in a well-built sacrifice deck. We've also got good removal and Grim Bounty. Really like our black cards. All of these specialized cards are interesting. Most of them are pretty powerful. They are a whole lot of text though, so I usually think I would just skim them, especially in draft, and assume that they're all pretty powerful because, oops, I'm trying to look at the other modes, not swap. How do I right click for more information and crafting options? Okay, right click. This is just giving me crafting options. Okay, there we go. So specialized is you pay the specialized cost, and then you discard a card from your hand, and whatever color the card you discarded is whatever version the card becomes. And that includes basic lands. If I discard a Plains, then Sarevok will become Sarevok Divine Usurper. This first strike version. So it looks like all the versions of Sarevok do something based on what's in your graveyard. They're all pretty strong. Eyes of the Beholder is more solid removal in black. Looks like in red, Goblin Trap Finder. No idea what this thing is. A 1 mana 1/1 when it dies, seek a creature with mana value 3 or less. That card perpetually gains haste, and it costs 2 less to cast. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this creature. Weird card. I don't know how good that is. Weird. Another specialized card here. A 3 mana 3/2 haste, straight up though. And every time you attack, you can discard your hand to draw 2. So if you're really aggressive and you have like no cards left in hand, it's just up front a pretty great deal. And then of course there's all of the other nonsense it can do based on what other color you are. Bunch of big explosive stuff. So I like our red so far. Our red looks like some nasty aggressive stuff. Kobold Warcaller as well, giving creatures in hand haste. Hobgoblin Captain was one of the most powerful aggressive cards in red in Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Giant Fire Beetles looks like a powerful double team card. 3 mana for a 2/2 menace, and you get another into your hand when it attacks the first time. Valor Singer was another good aggressive card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Looks like some kind of weird fire-breathing card. Some kind of weird active treason effect to steal an opposing creature and attack with it. We have a fireball as well. Warriors of Tiamat is another big double team. 5 mana 4/2 haste, put another into your hand when you attack with it. Like our red a lot. Let's see how our green looks. So far I really like red and black. Blue seemed pretty average. Green also seems solid, just like okay stuff. Do we have anything great when it comes to multicolored cards for any color pair? OG's interesting. It's for a flicker sort of deck. When you cast your second spell each turn, you get to exile a creature you control, then return it to the battlefield. Even if you're not in a flicker deck, you can always flicker OG themselves, gain 2 life and scry 2 cards. Kalane's definitely good for a black-red treasure deck. That was incredible in Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And I guess that's it. We have triple Pilgrim's Eye, though, if we want to do some kind of really splashy, super multicolored thing. Yeah, I think, I don't think I saw enough adventures to try to go for like a Gorian deck. Honestly, I did not have a lot. I had Young Blue Dragon, the Monster Manual, Blessed Hippogriff. I guess I do have a lot of white cards. White looks solid. Actually, we have 2 of that Sea Tower Imprisonment. Okay. Should consider a white deck here. So like white, red, white, black, or black, red is what I'm looking at. In black, red, we get Kalane. But when we look at our good whites, what is this thing? Mace of Disruption. It's +0/+2, protection from demons and devils. Whenever a quick creature attacks, it gets +1/+0 if it has the same name as another creature you control or a creature in your graveyard. This seems horrible. That is just a really weird, super bad card, I think. I could be wrong. Alright, so Steadfast Paladin's great. Soldiers of the Watch is probably fine. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Whenever that creature leaves the battlefield this turn, you get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell. It perpetually gets +2/+0. And draw a card. So one more mana than whatever it's called. There's a 1 white mana instant for +1/+0 draw a card. For 1 more mana, you're getting pretty much the same effect, except now it's a slightly bigger buff and it buffs the next card. Interesting little trick. I'll try it out. You hear something on Watch was fine in AFR. Minimus Containment was great. Celestial Unicorn's great if we have a lot of life gain, but we won't. I guess we'll have Dawnbringer Cleric and the Steadfast Paladin, potentially. Definitely playing double C Tower Imprisonment. That seems nuts. Then is Ranger Squadron just too expensive? I feel like this format's probably too aggressive for a 6 mana 3/4 flyer. But it's a big effect when it attacks. Playing 2 6 mana 3/4 flyers in a row. Confronted by Robbers, 4 mana for 3 1/1s. I don't know how good that is either. 4 mana for 3 1/1s? Oh, Hippogriff is probably pretty great. Little adventure trick and a solid flyer. Guardian Naga is just like impossible to kill during your turn. It's interesting as well. You know, I mean, if we play white, we'll just slap all the white cards in here. Then, God, I really like that black. Sewer Plague, Double Skullport Merchant, Vampire Spawn, Grim Bounty, Double Eyes of the Beholder. Could even play Thieves' Tools or Saravok, probably Saravok. Hook Horror is a weird card. 5 mana for a 3/3. Whenever it dies, it perpetually gets -1/-1. Then if its toughness is 1 or greater, return it to the battlefield. So a 5 mana 3/3, when it dies, comes back as a 2/2. When it dies, comes back as a 1/1. When it dies as a 1/1, it just does not come back. It's just a 0/0 in your graveyard. Weird card. Seems way too slow for limited. But it could be some kind of weird combo piece. Yeah, so I guess the question here is probably whether I want to be real aggressive or really nice, like mid-rangey stuff, because I think our white-black looks like a really good mid-range sort of deck. Some stuff in the middle of the curve, lots of solid removal and stuff. If we go red, we're going to have a lot of cheap creatures available. Trapfinder, Warcaller, Rabble Rouser, Hobgoblin Captain, the Haste of the Ambergris Citadel Agent, Giant Fire Beetles. We can just try to beat some people up quickly. Immolator's a cool card. You can dump all your mana into fire breathing this card when you know it's going to die, so that your next creature comes out with that much extra power. Weird but cool. So we're not playing the Hook Horrors. We're playing every white card. Dang, we actually don't have enough cards to be just white-black here unless we play some Pilgrim's Eyes. They're not horrible. I guess we could splash in a tiny bit of red, but our red isn't really splashable because it's all cheap cards that are powerful in red. Maybe we splash black with double Pilgrim's Eye here. Maybe we're white-red splash black for the Skullport Merchants or something. Oh, I see what happened. We might actually have more white or black cards. I just put it on creatures only. Yeah, we can play Confronted by Robbers. We could play this Mace, but it seems real sketchy. Okay, so we need 2 more cards. Yeah, we can definitely be just a black-white deck here. Do you have anything that combos well with Thieves' Tools? Any creatures with power 3 or less that are like really good to keep chipping in with? And the Lifelinker, definitely. That's about it. We don't have a lot of creatures here. 11 creatures. It's a bit awkward. Yeah, I'm really not liking the creature count. I am going to take a look at the white-red, and then maybe we'll take a look at red-black. And then we'll call it a deck eventually. After we've seen what looks best out of all that. So what is this? Untap a creature, gain control of it, gains haste, and for the rest of the game it has to attack each turn of Fable. Interesting. I would definitely play that if we were red-black, but I'm not so sure about that in the red-white. Unexpected Windfall's like fine. Jaded Sellsword's just fine. Not super up on either of those. We've already made it to the 40-card deck here, going red-white. We didn't have to put anything incredibly filler in here this way. More creatures now. 16 creatures. Solid for an aggressive deck. I think I just like Boros Beats here. And, yeah, I'm not going to think too much about it. I am brand new to the set, brand new to these cards, so I'd like to get into the gameplay and get a good grasp of what seems powerful, what ends up playing well by the time that it launches on Thursday, so I can bring you all the best content with those drafts. Try to just get some practice in right now. So yeah, not gonna think about it too hard here. Just gonna run with this deck until I get some more experience with the format. So some Boros Beats here, some double team cards being the biggest kind of new mechanic we're playing around with a lot. The double team cards being the creatures that we get to attack with and put an additional copy of them into our hand to cast at a later time. Now the way that double team works is that the copy does not have double team, so it's not like you just go infinite with it and cast nothing but that creature all game. It's just the double. Just the one clone friend to cast at a later time. Alright, here we are, game 1 of the early access Baldur's Gate sealed. Not a super capable hand here. I would really like some white sources, so I'm probably going to take this mulligan. Now we've got both colors, but a bit of a slow hand. Still roll with it here. It is sealed, so it'll likely be slower gameplay. Multiple 4 and 5 drops here, so I think I'll get rid of Confronted by Robbers. Oh, I like this new board. This is great. Oh my god. See the dock over here, boat, water, got like an inn, a market and stuff. Yeah, this is phenomenal. Really good job on the board here. Alright, Prophetic Prism into Pilgrim's Eye. Our opponent's going to have some excellent mana. Turn their Pilgrim's Eye into a treasure token. That doesn't seem ideal, though. What are these sleeves? When did they add these? These are really cool sleeves. I wonder if that's in the store in this early access event and I just didn't see it. Alright, flooding the board out here. Let's go for an imprisonment on this ambergris. Conjure our Soldier of the Watch onto the board. Pilgrim's Eye slapping us in the sky. They've got 3 cards in hand. Can definitely give whatever they want haste with the Warcaller. They can definitely afford whatever they want as well. Trade Soldiers of the Watch into the Kobold Warcaller because we get an additional copy into our hand anyway. Do I have Valor Singer pre-combat though? I think I might as well. Because then if they don't want to take the trade, we get an extra damage in. Opponent has stopped on our beginning of combat here. Or when we move to the beginning of combat. We kill our Valor Singer before combat starts, maybe. Okay, give a creature in their hand haste. I guess we might get to just hit for 3 with the soldiers. Sure do, and get the double team into the hand. Would I rather make the duplicate or make the other one that can double team? I'm gonna make the other one that can double team here. Just gonna be spamming 2-1s all game. So as you can tell from the purple text of its name, this is the one that's no longer conjuring things. But this one still is. Bunch of 1-1s on their board still, that looks like it. Just go to combat, send in the squad. Holding up Farida's Fireball. I should have buffed the other one. Actually, it doesn't matter, they're both the same, because it triggers when I declare the attack. So the trigger happens either way, so yeah. I was gonna say they're gonna want to block that one because that one can conjure, but it's like, yeah, for 1 second. Target creature gets +1/+0 and indestructible. I would rather not have that trade into one of my cards, but I'm not gonna. That's okay. That can trade into one of my soldiers. They've conjured duplicates, so we're all good. Or they're just gonna block the Valor Singer damage. Maybe an extra damage spell in their hand somewhere. So now we go Unicorn and another soldier. Just keep flooding the board. Ooh, breath weapons to play, 2 to each non-dragon. Well, luckily for us. I was gonna say still plenty of cards here because these soldiers are the watch, but now we have to discard them. I've gotta say I'm really liking Double Team so far. That has been playing very powerfully. So we've just got removal at the ready if our opponent ever plays any really big, scary threats. Until then, Rabble Rouser looks like it's going to put in work. That's a big, scary threat. I'll get rid of that. Oh, it kills our Rabble Rouser on ETB. When it enters the battlefield, 1 creature you control fights a creature you don't control. Dang, and we don't have enough mana to make the Rabble Rouser big enough to trade. We'd need 1 more mana for that. Well, that was pretty good. Can have a treasure. So, and then once they flip this thing, it would have been able to conjure duplicates of the card they exiled. Oh my god, yeah. Super glad I killed that. Don't want them to have duplicates of my double teaming Rabble Rouser. And that would be nuts. What have you got for us, opponent? 2 cards in hand, Kobold Warcaller as their only creature on board. Got the mana for anything with a Prophetic Prism and a treasure token. Oh, we're just holding up our fireball, that's about it. Opponent timed out last turn, I think. Alright, looks like our round 1 opponent has just timed out in the end there, unfortunately. Definitely some interesting stuff in the earlier terms. I think Double Team played super well there. There's a point there we just had a ton of cards lying in wait. to keep dropping creatures down, but then the breath weapon from our opponent to get that wrath going was super solid too. Really counteracted a lot of our double team value. See how things go in round 2. Hopefully we get a lot of nice double team going on again. Okay, here we are in round 2. I'm gonna have to take the mulligan here. I don't like the one colored hand, and we've got another one colored hand. We'll mulligan again. I'm not gonna mull below 5 here, but I will mull 2/5, and there we go, red white. Perfect. Get rid of Guardian Nugget because it costs 1,000,000, and then get rid of probably Celestial Unicorn without any life gain going on here. Just Trap Finder into Valor Singer. So when this dies, we're going to get a small creature from our deck to our hand, and it's going to be just 1 mana now, basically, but it'll get sacked at the end step. It's pretty interesting. I'll definitely take the trade for Monk the Open Hand if they want to. Looks like they don't. Because that card will just keep getting bigger the longer the game goes on, if they can cast 2 spells in 1 turn. Ooh, Liara of the Flaming Fist is insane. Yeah, for 3 mana, they can give a non-token creature they control first strike and double team until end of turn, which is incredibly powerful. Activate only as a sorcery and only once. Oh, only once, period, not only once per turn. Okay, so that's how they balance it. So at one time, Liara can double team a card out. Clement. Novice Acolyte, a specialized card. Creatures in their hand perpetually get +1/+1, and they specialize into a bunch of different, very powerful cards. Could be a big vigilance card that seeks non-land permanents. Can create 2 zombies. Could be a double striker that deals damage to us. Can make a 4/4 when it leaves the battlefield and be a 4/4. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut that one right there down real quick. Am I okay with a double block on Valor Singer? I think I am. We kill Liara if they double block Valor Singer. Yep, very okay with just getting Liara off this board. You need to draw some cards here, but the Sea Tower Imprisonment is very helpful in that. That card's insane. Sea Tower Imprisonment is like gotta be one of the best removal spells in this format. Like, it's the removal spell we needed, and then it's like also here's 2 2/1s basically every time, unless they blow up the Soldiers of the Watch. Do we have any specialized cards in our deck where we need to hold on to this mountain? I don't think we do. I'm just gonna play it. We might. I might be forgetting about one. Ooh, Faraday's Fireball's the draw. Opponent must have some expensive stuff here, stuck on 3 mana, just not casting anything. Alright, there's the 4th mana, Morden's Disciples. Let's not deal with 2 copies of that, especially when it's perpetually got +1/+1. Ooh, and 2 damage to them. 4 more, we put them to 4 life here. Seems great. Come on, top deck, let's get some great stuff. I think I might have the 3 mana 3/2 haste specialized, so I'm gonna maybe hold on to this land. 4/3 blocker. They block our 2/2 lifelink and take 3. Put them to 1 life. And then if we just have more creatures than them, we win. We currently definitely do. They need to get 2 more blockers out or destroy some amount of our creatures. Whoa! Whoa there, Cardum. Alright, I guess that's their best play, and we still, yeah, we get to attack with 3 creatures and find lethal, but I don't know what this is. Whenever it attacks, put a flame counter on it, then seek a card with mana value equal to the number of flame counters on it, exile it face down. When it dies, put all the exiled cards into your hand. Beginning of the end step of your next turn, discard those cards. So it's regularly a 4-mana 4/3 haste. That just keeps seeking cards out of your deck, exiling them underneath it, and when it dies, you draw those cards for a turn. Pretty strong, really cool demon there. Unfortunate our opponent got mana stuck. They're just long enough for us to get in with our small creatures. Mono white hand here, but it's okay because we don't have any red cards to cast anyway. So it's okay to not have mountains if we still have a million plays in hand. And just pretend we're a mono white sealed deck, because that definitely happens. Ooh, Soldier of the Watch. Always pretty great. Let's just play a 1/3. I feel like that's our best way to try to counteract that. Because then we just block it, and it hasn't really got any value if they have to sacrifice it on the attack. No Minimus Containment. Alright, Soldiers of the Watch gonna do its thing. Very solid card for sure. Confronted by Robbers is gonna be pretty sick here. But for now, I think we're just playing a Steadfast Paladin. Yeah, Confronted by Robbers to just make a bunch of 1/1s to block all their 2/1s. Get us back into the game after the swing in value that comes from double team creatures. And this Ranger Squadron, I think, is going to be massive late game. What is this? Tarpon reveals all creature and land cards in their hand. Choose one of them and that card enters tapped. Choose the planes, okay. And they play the Soldiers of the Watch. Alright, well, we're going for the big Confronted by Robbers. Hopefully no instance from our opponent if they don't have any. This should be huge. Yoink. Yep, that was pretty great. And now Priest of Ancient Lore. Oh, they reprinted Priest of Ancient Lore. Oh, that annoying card is back. Angelic Overseer's in this set. Sea Tower Imprisonment because I have nothing better to do. Really don't feel like I should. Playing against a green deck here, they can just start dropping owl bears on me. This will be devastating though because they draw them a card when they play them as well, so just spending a bunch of 1-for-1 removal on those isn't a way to win either. Since they'll be up a card every time we do that. 1-for-1 removal on Devoted Paladin is not that bad though. And I will go ahead and trade off into the 2/1 at this point, because we don't have a great way to blow them all up anymore. Ettercap, big old 2/5 reach. It does kind of ruin my Soldiers of the Watch's day, doesn't it? Get a Menace card out here. Force them into a double block and then get some good work done with the Valiant Farewell. Potentially. Depends on what their next creature is going to be here. If it's another 2/5 or something, then we're still not going to have a good attack with giant fire beetles. It is a 3/1. The next creature they cast gets +1/+0. Next creature is Trelasara that also got the reprint. Alright. Okay, yeah, go to our turn here. Here's something on watch that's interesting. Let's get our beetle attack in. We don't even have to cast a spell to kill something they block with. Like, they block with Ettercap in the 3-1, and we just kill the 3-1. Yep. Now we have another giant fire beetles. Hold up our white instance. They don't really have any good attacks here. We can block Trelasara with a 2-1, and if they attack with Ettercap, they don't have good blocks. Underdark Basilisk could change that, a 1-2 Death Touch. They are still just going to pass the turn, though. Another mountain is great. Now we have the mana for the Ranger Squadron. We can start sending in those cards in the sky. I think I'm okay with giant fire beetles clearing out another blocker here. Clear out a Basilisk or a Trelasara. Again, these double team cards just make it so easy to be like, yeah, I'll take 1-for-1 trades, because I have 2 of them. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. That is disgusting here with Devoted Paladins enter the battlefield effect. We can't stop that from happening. Yeah, that is really disgusting. Gets rid of our removal spell and gets that huge enter the battlefield effect here. So now, I mean, I will just play the Valiant Farewell, I guess. Draw a card, kill the Basilisk still. Ooh, Blessed Hippogriff. Get reverse adventured. And then we play a Valor Stinger. Or Valor Singer, not Stinger. Although it might be solid to hold up the removal here still. But I don't think so. I'm going to play Valor Singer. I can take some damage. I'm still at 20. Just take 4 from Devoted Paladin if they want to get it in here. And their adventure is a 6-6... A 6 mana, 3/3 flyer. At the beginning of their end step, if a permanent they controlled left the battlefield, they get another 1/1 flyer. That is pretty strong. Tons of mana, but pretty strong. Makes it so they don't have to feel super bad about trades, because any trade leaves them with a 1/1 flyer at the end of their turn. We're just going to pass through the turn there. Beginning of your end step. So if they trade during our turn, it will not be as spicy for them. Play Hippogriff so we can get other creatures in the sky, and then we can play Rabble Rouser. Or we could just play our Squadron. I think I'll just play our Squadron. The big old creature in the sky. Don't have attacks with our Menace creature anymore because they can double block with a 2/5 and a 4/4. But very soon we will have attacks with our big flyer. We can make it a 4/4 flyer and send it in. Whoa! Sworn to Legion. When it enters battlefield, non-token creature you control perpetually gain double team. Whenever you cast a creature spell, it perpetually gains double team. That's horrific. So, whenever any creature they attack with for the rest of the game attacks, they get a copy of it into their hand. Well, that's what we call real bad. If I double block here, I only lose 1 creature, but they get a 1/1 Flying Pegasus. Oh dear. I think this thing takes it. That's a very, very big impact on this game. Get the mana for you hear something on watch. Still have it if I do this, and then if I don't have to cast it, I cast Hippogriff. I mean, I guess now I'm just attacking with this to get a copy in my hand. I'm not like getting any damage in because it's just blocked with Ether Cap. I'm gonna take the 3, no blocks with Ether Cap, alright. Again, while I could hold You Hear Something on Watch to destroy one of their creatures on the attack, it doesn't matter that much because the problem is the trigger that they get when they declare the attack, not anything that has to do with them damaging us. We can take all the damage in the world, we just can't afford for them to draw an entire new hand, which is what they're getting here, which happens whether or not we try to blow up the Pegasus Guardian. Since this doesn't blow it up until it's already declared an attack. Don't think we have anything like big and bomby enough to turn things around here, so I'm actually just going to scoop them up here. The reason is this is an early access event, so it is a timed event, and it seems like it's going to take my opponent quite a while to kill me here. So I would rather get into some more gameplay, higher variety of decks, get some more experience here than sit here and wait to die to this mythic scary Legion card. I am on a timer here. Do not get to play any of this set tomorrow. Today is the only day. Until Thursday. So generally I try not to do any preemptive concessions, but it is definitely going to happen in these videos of the early access event. I want to get in as much of a variety of games as possible. Quantity over quality here. Experience as wide breadth of the format as possible. No, the 2-mana 1/3, they had the same line I took, but I've got a Valor Singer, so I can make that super fine. Alright, trade occurs. And we drop 2 2-drops next turn. Opponent's on white and black. They have nothing to play that turn. Alright, we'll hit for 3, and we'll drop some stuff. Do they have the 3-mana -2/2 spell? The Sewer Plague? Probably not. They probably would have used it there. Horn of Valhalla. X11s. So Soldiers isn't getting it anymore. Steadfast Paladin can, though. So trade with both, which is fine. Honestly, 1-for-1 trading the Soldiers off is not terrible because it means that Paladin isn't dying here. Yeah, so they just go for the double block on Paladin. They're down to 15, and here's the Hobgoblin Captain to be attacking with First Strike, thanks to pack tactics when we attack with power 6 or greater. Really love our draw last turn. Sea Tower Imprisonment's going to be massive here if they play some kind of big blocker. This card's just incredible when you're removing any decent creature. Ooh, a red source. 3 color here, white, black, and red. Lyzel Githyanki Warrior. This becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls. You may exile it, then return it to the battlefield. Where did that come from? Oh, when you cast this spell, it gains when it becomes the target of a spell or ability and opponent controls. You may exile this creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So that happens only one time, but it protects itself. It's double strike, and it specializes into an even bigger double striker that does some kind of nonsense. And they're going to immediately specialize, which means turn up to 2 creature cards with total mana value of 3 or less from your grave to the battlefield, and she does it again when we target her. Good lord. I'm going to target her, which is going to kill my Blessed Hippogriff, I think, but then I can see Tower Imprisonment. Oh no, it still ends up here. It's a May ability? Wow. Okay, we can't win. Never mind. I was like, maybe this line is like the best we can do here. Because like maybe we get rid of the ability for Lysel to flicker, and then we can cast Sea Tower Imprisonment. But it's a May ability. They may exile this Lysel, which means they don't have to flicker her at all until she's in actual danger. So until we target her with Sea Tower Imprisonment or something. Which means we can't do anything about her, so we'll just do stuff about their other cards, I guess. I suppose. Just send in a bunch of flying, I guess. As best we can. Three cards in opponent's hand, and they've got a Horn of Valhalla in exile, which would be giving +3/+3 right now. That'd be +4/+4 as an equipment. And there's the Horn. Don't have the mana to equip it right now, though, but they have a Steadfast Paladin to equip it onto to gain a bunch of life and not die in the sky. No attack with Lysel still. Ooh, Valiant Farewell is big. There's some extra damage here. Buff the Soldier of the Watch so we can double team here. I guess I could just buff the Hippogriff at that point. Do I cast this Farewell? No, I think I do it next turn. I try to find lethal out of nowhere with it. Although I guess I could just attack for 6 on the board next turn too. In the sky. Yeah, next turn is definitely looking like a attack all Valiant Farewell. Well, I guess the Steadfast Paladin's about to gain them a bunch of life. That's a problem. We'll probably make it not lethal next turn. Jane Jansen, Chaos Crafter. Sack an artifact for 2 1/1s. Sack a creature for 2 treasures. That's a 7/7 lifelinker, Jesus Christ. Well. No longer any hopes of killing them in the sky because we hit for less than they hit back with the Paladin. So we have to go for a really big block to kill it. And then they can just throw the Horn onto Lysel and keep edicting us. Yeah, we're done. Two and 2 as we head into round 5. See what else this format has. Like to play against some non-white stuff. I think I've been playing against a lot of white. Plus I'm playing white-red, so I'd like to play against like green-blue, stuff like that. Some other colors. See some more stuff. This hand seems really bad mana-wise, so I'll take the mulligan. This hand's not good, but I don't think it's bad enough to mulligan. Another red deck, Cobalt Warcaller turn 1. Red, blue. All right. Definitely interested in that. Oh, what is this? Fiend Lash. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has reach. Whenever equipped creature is dealt damage, it deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. That is terrifying. All right. Creature gets an extra 2 power, and when we trade off with it, we take a bunch of damage. We're just going to slap that on the Warcaller, start getting in for 3. And that is one of the things that's pretty powerful about the Cobalt Warcaller, is that they get to tap it to give a creature in their hand haste, so you don't have to tap it on like turn 5 when you play your 5-mana creature. You can tap it on an earlier turn and still equip it and start attacking with it. Now they're drawing another creature they want to give haste though, so they'll have to tap it here, and Water Weird is to play. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on Water Weird if the top card of the library is non-land, otherwise mill a card. So it becomes a 4/5. It's pretty big, pretty fast. We'll throw our Sea Tower Imprisonment on that, I think. So now we both know that the top card of their library is a non-land card. Cool. We'll hit with the Unicorn. Water Weird's a cool card. Very interesting. Goes for the hidden information. None of us know what exact card's on top of their deck, but Arena knows it's a non-land card. So we both know that, at least. Of course, now they know because they've drawn the card, but... Ooh, what is that? Thean Evokers. Haste because of their thingamabob. Double team when it enters the battlefield. Conjure a card named Lightning Bolt into your hand, then discard a card. Whenever you conjure one or more cards, put a counter on it. So they get a Lightning Bolt into their hand, then they get another copy of this into their hand, which means they're going to play that, which means they get another Lightning Bolt into their hand. We're looking pretty dead. Because, yeah, even if we kill this Evokers with Minimus Containment or something, they're going to play the other one. And if we don't kill this Evokers, then when they play the other one, they conjure another Lightning Bolt, gets another counter on it, and we take 1,000,000. And if I block and trade here, I don't get to double team with my soldiers, and I do take 2 damage from Fiend Lash anyway. This is just a really, really far on the back foot position here. Our opponent's splashing in black as well for black market connections, another super bonkers card here. Costs a lot of life to do stuff with it, but it can do some big things. This is a really cool deck from our opponent. I definitely got what I was asking for. I wanted to see some stuff I hadn't seen yet, and we are getting crushed by some stuff I haven't seen yet. Yeah, we're super dead, but I will play this one out because it will be the last game. Because we'll be 2 and 3. Well, let's start seeing a bunch of lightning bolts come at our face here. There's their black source. I wonder if they have a black card in hand still. I guess we'll find out when they play the next Evokers. No, they're not going to play the next Evokers. They were going to equip instead. That's a weird choice, but it actually works really well for them. It's a weird choice because if they just played the other Evokers, they have like just as much damage because they conjure another card. I guess they have 1 less damage. No, they hit for 5 this way. Otherwise, they play a 1/1, conjure Lightning Bolt. The 1/1's a 2/2. That's 5 damage on board still, yeah. No, it's 6 damage. It is 1 more damage if they play it the other way around. But yeah, this way, if I try to deal 5 to Evokers, I take 5. Which is not good. I really wasn't expecting this line. And I got by it. Should have just played Containment. But then I guess if I played Containment, they would have just played the other one and put Fiend Lash on that one. But then... I don't know. It's bad either way. It's not a good time for us over here. We're at 3 life and they can conjure a Lightning Bolt into hand, whatever they draw. If I play a blocker, I still deal 2 damage. Go to 1 life. So we'll make it so they have to Lightning Bolt us at least. end it off with a lightning bolt? No. They don't want the lightning bolt. Okay, I will go to 1 then. Oh wait, no I won't. This thing shuts off my power. It's actually a pretty solid perpetual ability there. Okay, I'll play a Ranger Squadron and then I'll block the Wizened Githriel, and it will block as a 1/4. So yes, I will have to get lightning bolted to die here. Deadly Dispute on their creature that is pacified is pretty good. Lightning bolt me. Why do they refuse to lightning bolt my face? I am begging, opponent. Wait, what? Oh, it deals damage equal to the equipped creature's power, not damage equal to the damage it was dealt. Oh, that's a really weird card. That's not how those mechanics usually work. There's a lot of text in this set. There is a lot of text in this set. This is going to be a really, really hard one to get a handle on, to wrap your mind around. Shortcutting cards, I think, is going to be a lot of people's downfall in this format. It certainly was today for me. There was a lot of that going on where I'm just like, I don't even know really exactly what's going on, but whatever. Super cool with it, though, because it is the early access event, which was a free account provided to me by Wizards of the Coast for the day. So, again, super fine going 2 and 3 here, just trying to start getting a grasp on this format, and it's definitely a big one. Definitely very complex. Even the, like, cards that seem unplayable, like Mace of Disruption, just have a mountain of text on them. So this is probably going to be a very, very deep, very complex limited format. It's going to take a really long time to easily know like exactly what's going on at all points of the game. Like eventually you get a feel for that in most limited formats. This format, I think it's going to take quite a while to get there. There's just a lot of very spicy, very crazy effects and stuff. So interesting format. Still don't know how I feel about it yet. That was just one sealed event, so obviously that's not enough to get a full gist of the format or anything, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely very unique. There's a lot of mechanics here that you're not going to get in any other draft format, with the double team being the big one I played with here, but also, of course, the Conjuring. We just ran up against a lot of Conjuring there in that last deck from our opponents, and effects like on that Water Weird, where it's checking what's on top of your library without telling anybody. It's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. I'm very, very interested, very intrigued to see where this set lands, both in how well the community likes it, how well the player base likes it, and then just how well it plays competitively, how much the pros and competitive drafters like it, because there are going to be some competitive drafts of this format later on in this month. So yeah, that's going to end the early access video for today. I will be doing a early access premiere draft for tomorrow's video. I'll be recording that in a little while, and then we'll have the actual set launch on Thursday. For anybody who's interested in playing this set, that is when it'll hit Arena for absolutely everybody, and we'll start doing some more premiere drafts of that. Other than that, as always, just thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Wizards of the Coast for this early access account, and I'll see you all again soon for some more Magic Arena.